Hello YouTubers, the following is a reading from my Patreon site. I'm posting this so you can get a little bit of an idea of some of the things I do on the Patreon site that are not available on YouTube. To date, I've read this entire book, all 200 pages. All my Patreon subscribers have access to the entire audiobook. Also, I'm currently reading through Antichrist, the Smoke of Rome. I'm about halfway through. There's also about 100 audio and video studies that are not available on YouTube. So if you like this, please take the time to check out my Patreon channel and please subscribe. Thank you very much. The overall title of the chapter is Conditioning. The subtitle is Serpent Mind. We'll be discussing mind, sin, tolerance, brainwashing, cognitive bypass, new paradigm, education, and status quo. Serpent mind surrounds and indwells us, permeating every aspect of our lives. It has been that way since the fall of man. Amusement, fantasy, distraction, and idleness are some of the trademarks of Lucifer's kingdom, Eden too, and the mind tools of the serpent. Through the mind and emotions, the spirit of man is held captive, and that which dominates our thoughts and activities is the thermometer of our spiritual condition. Truth evident in reality is the condition where our thoughts, words, and deeds agree. Mental and spiritual instability are, in part, the products of one's internal world at odds with one's external world. In other words, the mind is split in two, one part working to sustain an internal dark fantasy world, and the other to present something often entirely different to the world outside. That is the double-minded man spoken of by Jesus. Sin is at its center, and the serpent's kingdom provides the sin nutrients and justification for an unhealthy duality to thrive in the life of a man. In turn, this feeds the shamazel we observe in the external world. In other words, that which we see around us, conflict, inequity, greed, and oppression, for example, is the product of sin and man's sin nature. And it is fed by the liberty and exercise of free will in conflict with God. So unless something inside us changes radically, the world around will remain the same or get progressively worse. Can conversion from corruption to perfection originate from within man? No. Corruption produces corruption. It's something we readily observe in the universe, the second law of thermodynamics. Non-living things do not produce living things. Life produces life. Mankind is dead because of sin. Man produces other corrupt beings like himself. Change must be effected from without. Eden 1, God's original creation, was perfect. It could not contaminate itself. Rather, an external agent infected it. Similarly, mankind was first corrupted from without, and now being corrupt cannot produce perfection. A foreign agent of perfection must affect that change. And who is that ambassador of good but God only? Though God condescended to enter the fallen universe for the purpose of man's redemption, he competes with the distractions and enticements of the serpent's kingdom. The strange opiates contained in Mystery Babylon's golden cup, addictive vices, greed, and deleterious associations hard to turn from. Every home today has a window into the serpent's lair. A tap on a screen or the click of a button opens up worlds of wonder. Everything